does Motor City Sports Talk rank Matthew Stafford amongst the quarterbacks in the NFL? We back with another one's Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfella in the building. Talking some more Detroit Lions football. Camp starts tomorrow for the veterans. The veterans report tomorrow, The rookies reported last Thursday, so we getting back to square business, all right? And, let's go into it. We're going to list down the quarterbacks I think that's better than Matthew Stafford and give him a ranking and elaborate a little bit on why his ranking is what I believe it is. All right, try to be objective and not be a homer. So let's go. I think Aaron Rodgers is better than him in NFC North. I don't think Kirk Cousins is better than him. Neither is Mitchell Trubisky, all right? That's one. AFC South, I just think it's Drew Brees. Remember, this is not a Lifetime Achievement Award. This is what have you done for me last year. I think Drew Brees had a good year last year. I don't think Matthew Ryan is better than Matthew Stafford. I did a video on that. And Matt Ryan has everything you need to succeed as a quarterback. He didn't come into a terrible situation like Matthew Stafford did, but he has Julio, Taylor Gabriel. Mohamed Sanu, now Calvin Ford. Taylor Gabriel has moved on. And he has one of the best 1-2 punches in NFL right now, Devontae Freeman, which some people rank him as a top 5, top 10 running back. And also a guy that has that type of potential in Tevin Coleman from, talking about the city, Tevin Coleman from Indiana, all right? So that's something to look at, all right? And his defense is fast. They say they need an offensive line. They got Jake Matthews, and they got the best center in the game, I believe, Alex Mack from the Cleveland Browns. So, they gave him everything he needed and a fast and a competent defense. Very, very good franchise. Matt Ryan just hasn't been able to get it done. Matthew Stafford hadn't had that support before he got here. The Lions were 0-16, and two of the people that were responsible that worked with Matt Miller to help them get to 0-16, Tom Lewan and Mark Mayhew, somehow got promoted to a position and kept the Lions in absurdity for many, many years to come. All right, so Bob Quinn is the only real competent management and general manager that Matthew Stafford has ever known. So that's just my rationale for that one. I won't argue what I did a video on a month ago. So check that video out. But that's it. Cam Newton, I like him, but last year the injuries and and not being accurate, but I think he could be back. Very, very good quarterback, but not right now. Once upon a time he was, what he showed last year. And I know he's another guy that hasn't had a lot of help at the receiver position. All right. So we got two quarterbacks so far going to the NFC East. I think it's just Carson Wentz. Dakota Prescott, we seen what happened when you take Zeke away from him. He ain't too good, homie. All right. So Eli Manning, playoff Eli, but not this Eli. Alex Smith, I never held him to a high regard. So that's three quarterbacks in the NFC. Going to the fourth division, Jared Goff. I think he got to show and improve it again, but he was a good quarterback last year. You can make the case if you want to make a case for him being better than Stafford, but I think he got to do it again. But I like him though. Jimmy Garoppolo, 6 games. He need a better serving size. The Arizona Cardinals know, but Russell Wilson, I believe he's a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. Doing a lot with less. All right, he's in a kind of like in that Stafford crevice for a part of time for Stafford's career. So that's 4 quarterbacks. I think better than Matthew Stafford in the NFC. So I'm ranking 5. We go to the AFC. 5 in the NFC. I think Big Ben is the only one in the AFC North. AFC South, I don't see one. I think Deshaun Watson has potential. Mariota has potential, but not quite yet. And Andrew Luck has to get that respect back on his name, all right? You got to put some respect on his name, my Birdman voice, all right? As I rub my hands and record this video, for those who get it. AFC East, I think it's Tom Brady, not Ryan Tannehill or whoever starts with Buffalo or Josh McDowell or that guy from USC who ain't that good in my opinion. So that's 6 quarterbacks that's better than Stafford so far. And I think the AFC West with Pat Mahomes got to prove it. Derek Carr, he got to prove it. He had a terrible season last year, and I think that's because the Raiders were the hunter, and they were sneaking up on people. Now when they was the hunting, people wouldn't have to brace for him. That was the issue. But I think he's right there with Stafford if he gets back to form, but not currently right now. All right. Then you go to Case Keenum in Denver. Absolutely not. Even though he had a good year, I think that was more of a blip than a trend. That's my opinion. So he got to prove me wrong again. And Phillip Rivers, I think you can put him right there with Stafford as well. So really have Stafford around the 6 to 8, or 7, 8, or 9 area because we got Rodgers better than him, Breeze better than him. Carson Walker 2 and Wentz. Brother Russell Wilson 4. That's Ben Roethlisberger is 5. Tom Brady is 6. And I think he's right there with Derek Carr and Phillip Rivers for, that 7th, 8th, 9th spot. I think I would put him ahead of Derek Carr because of last year. He kind of struggled, but I don't think it's his fault. I think Carr and Stafford is basically on the same level with Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is another guy who came to an incompetent franchise. You got to remember that. He's similar to what Matthew Stafford is going through with the Lions. He came in and Eli Manning didn't want to go there, and Drew Brees was even struggling in that franchise. If Drew Brees continued to stay with San Diego Chargers, it was San Diego Chargers at the time, not the LA Chargers. If he continued to stay with them, Drew Brees wouldn't be going to the Hall of Fame. He'd probably be out the league. And that's what you got to understand for guys that still produce and put up numbers for terrible franchises, historically terrible franchises of late. They special because the average quarterback in the league, all right, or above some of the other quarterbacks, because you will get marginalized in the NFL if you're not in the right system. Any other quarterback in the league, and it's proven because Drew Brees was with San Diego and he wasn't thriving there, okay? And it's proven that sorry, my dog is bothering me. Guess he wants some attention. But it's proven that Drew Brees went to San Diego and it didn't work out for him. He went over to New Orleans and he got in the right system, and they catered and gave him a defense, they gave him offense, they gave him a system that worked for him. They tailor-made an offense, and him and Sean Payton did the damn thing. They did it. And any other quarterback is proven, because Drew Brees didn't work in San Diego. Any other quarterback going that predicament Phillip Rivers did, Eli Manning be out the league, bro. Come on, let's keep it real. You put you put Matt Ryan on the Lions, he wouldn't be the same. Joey Harrington was with the Lions, Rodney Peete, Andre, all these different quarterbacks, Scott Mitchell, they came here, got gun shy, it wasn't the same quarterback. Stafford started off with 2 injury-riddled seasons, 0-16 team. He's still resilient. He bounced back like elastic and still put numbers up, and had the most incompetent general managers of all time. They was helping Matt Miller make the Charles Rogers picks, the Ernie Sims pick, the Joey Harrington pick. They was a part of that process. And Phillip Rivers is a soldier of the same struggle. An incompetent franchise that don't want to spend no money, don't know what they were doing, and he still thrived. He still made it. He's still here, 12, 15, 16 years later, he's still balling. You can't blame the San Diego Chargers' downfall on Phillip Rivers. You can't blame him. I know they went 15-1 some years, and they kept losing the playoffs, and LT was injured. They had their time. You're right. They did have their time. But he's still here. Through all the ACL injuries, he played on the AFC Championship with ACL, and he's just in a bad predicament. If he would have went to the New York Giants, he probably had 3 or 4 rings right now. It just shows you if you're not in the right position, that does matter. If you're not in the right team, you will get marginalized, in my Chris Carter voice. It will happen. And it's how, Matthew Stafford is thriving in a jungle, when he's really a wilderness or a city type of person. You know what I'm saying? If Matthew Stafford was on any other team, from the beginning, he might be a superstar. He might be having a few Super Bowl rings right now. But it didn't happen that way, and he playing the cards that he was dealt. And same thing for Phillip Rivers. Same thing for Derek Carr. The Raiders wasn't hot when he got there. The Raiders wasn't hot at all. And they was on better teams with better organizations and better situations, which, I believe the Raiders and the Lions are trending in the right direction by going to find people that are from franchises that have done it before, that have built championship teams, and John Gruden and Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, they doing it the right thing. But people won't understand that. People say, he threw for this, he did for this, he went this far, and Stafford only won this many games. It ain't Stafford's fault. At the end of the day, it is a team sport. Ain't that what they tell you that? Shannon Sharp, hey, skip. If Ed Rodgers wasn't done, skip. Tom Brady had a defense, skip. See, it's a team game. Stafford individual talent is on point. He hasn't had the running game he was supposed to have. He ain't had the perfect team around he was supposed to have. When he had the defense, the top 5, top 3 defense, he had an incompetent offensive coordinator in Joe Lombardi. So, I rank him in that 7, 8, 9 range. However you want to intertwine Derek Carr, Phillip Rivers, and Matthew Stafford, I won't argue that. But I'm going to tell you this, man. Matt Ryan ain't on that level, man. He outside the top 10, in my opinion. He's proven time and time again. you know, he just ain't on that level, man. I think he's an Alex Smith type, just above Alex Smith, wherever you rank him at. All right. I think he's about right there. But like I said, I got Matthew Stafford in the 7 to 8-9 range. Okay. That's where I got him at. And, you know, a lot of people might argue that. Hey, it is what it is, man. I watch him every Sunday, and I watch every other game and just picking up the Sunday ticket now. I watch a lot of games. And I see the talent in Stafford, and he balling, but he ain't got, like I said, he ain't in a perfect situation. Not. And how many people want to admit that? You know, not too many, you know. Ryan got all the tools, and you look at guys like Russell Wilson who get overlooked in them lists as well. He don't have no running game no more, ain't no Marshawn Lynch, it ain't no offensive line, all the Legion of Boom gone, and he's still balling. You know, injured, he's still putting up numbers, and that's what he do. You know, people don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it is what it is, you know. You know, and people don't look at the entire situation. Oh, he threw for this. Stats can be deceiving. You know, look at the personnel. You know, Wilson is a guy out there that's throwing for yards, that's scoring touchdowns off of Doug Baldwin, all right? A couple of the fast receivers and running back from, you know, D3, D2 that you don't even know where they got him from. He's making a 5-course meal with scraps. And I think he's going overlooked, and I have to show him love right there. Because I can see what Stafford was doing that as well too, man. You know, he's running for his life. He had to drop weight and become mobile on his own and get it off the muscle on his own. Lose the weight, you know, become more of a mobile quarterback, get his speed up, and prepare to run and move for his life and still make, you know, great throws. You know, he's in an organization, let's keep it real, that hasn't did him right by him, by having Mayhew and Lawan still drafting and picking up, picking up free agents and putting, you know, the Ryan Bros and the Titus Youngs and wasting his prime away. You know, and Bob Quinn is now, let me put it to you this way, man. The Lions have been so bad at drafting, man, and messing up and drafting. We doing these draft blasts, going back and reviewing how the Lions are drafting, and a lot of Mayhew drafts and some Matt Millen drafts. And you just see, if you go back and just look at our draft blasts, you just put Motor City Sports Talk draft blast into your YouTube search, you would just see why the Lions are the way they are. And when I start breaking down these things and researching some of these players, it's a lot of misses, man. It's a lot of misses. I mean, I see Mark Mayhew hit on the 6th round more than he hit on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round players. All right, and you can see what's going on with the Lions. You know, it's just obvious, man. But it's Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that information, username or links is in the description. Don't forget to share this video. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell icon button so you won't miss another video, another live stream. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We gone.